The 2026 FIFA World Cup is happening right now. 6 matches at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Hundreds of thousands of international visitors pouring into the Bay Area from June through July. And most of them are seeing the Bay Area for the very first time. And here's what I keep thinking about watching all these international fans pour into San Francisco and the Silicon Valley. Most of them will never venture past the tourist trail. But some will, and when they do, just like thousands of Peninsula and Silicon Valley and San Francisco residents have discovered before them, they're going to stumble onto the East Bay and they're going to wonder why nobody told them about it sooner. You're going to be glad I'm here. I'm Mac Rogers, Associate Broker at Sunshine Realty. I lived in Castro Valley for over 20 years. I'm going to show you exactly why the East Bay makes more sense for people relocating to the Bay Area right now, and why Castro Valley in particular might be the best kept secret in the entire region. Let's start with the basics. What is the East Bay and where is it? When most people hear the East Bay, they think Oakland and Berkeley, and that's it. But the East Bay is actually 2 full counties, Alameda and Contra Costa County, stretching from the shoreline all the way back to the hills and the valleys and even the delta. We're talking about Fremont down the south, Hayward, Dublin, Pleasanton, San Leandro, Union City, Livermore on the Alameda County side, and then you have Contra Costa. It gives you Walnut Creek, Concord, Antioch, Brentwood, Pleasant Hill, Lafayette, Orinda. It's a massive, diverse region with something for pretty much every lifestyle and budget. And tucked right into the middle of Alameda County is Castro Valley, a community that most people outside the Bay Area have never even heard of. And honestly, even people who lived in San Francisco for years have no idea it exists. And I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean. I just ran into a coworker of mine from over 20 years ago. Someone who actually lives in the East Bay herself, over on the Contra Costa County side near the 80 corridor. And when I told her I live in Castro Valley, she looked at me and said, "Where's that?" This is someone who lives in the same general region. That's how under the radar Castro Valley is. And honestly, that's part of what makes it special. It sits directly across the bay from San Francisco, about 20 to 30 miles north, and about 20 to 30 miles north of San Jose, where the World Cup matches are happening at Levi Stadium. From Castro Valley, you can be in San Francisco in about 40 minutes by car, or hop on BART and be in downtown San Francisco in under an hour without ever touching a freeway. That kind of access without the San Francisco price tag is exactly why people discover this area and never leave. Why not just live in San Francisco? This is the question that I get from Peninsula and out-of-state buyers all the time. And the honest answer is, for most families, San Francisco is a tough place to plant roots. The median home price in San Francisco right now is hovering around 1.3 million, and that gets you a condo, not a house with a yard. The city is dense, parking is a nightmare, and the public school system adds a layer of complexity that most families don't want to deal with. The East Bay gives you something San Francisco fundamentally cannot. Space, a real yard, a garage. In Castro Valley specifically, the median home price is right around 1.1 million. And for that money, you're getting a single family home with a yard in a neighborhood where the kids actually ride bikes outside. That difference matters a lot. Here's what most people don't realize about Castro Valley until they look at a map. This place sits at the geographic heart of the Bay Area. You're 30 minutes from San Francisco, 30 minutes from the Peninsula, 40 minutes to San Jose. Within an hour, you're in Napa, in the Napa Valley wine country. And the Livermore wine country is practically your backyard. And when it comes to getting around, BART connects you to all 3 major Bay Area airports without ever getting into a car. Most people spend their whole lives in the Bay Area chasing that kind of central location. In Castro Valley, you just have it. The school system is excellent. Castro Valley Unified is consistently one of the better performing districts in Alameda County. The high school regularly sends kids to top university, and the lifestyle access is genuinely incredible. I moved here after mountain biking at Lake Chabot, which is basically in our backyard. We have trails, open space, a town center with local restaurants, and a community that actually knows its neighbors. That's rare in the Bay Area. Before I get into the numbers, I want to pause for a second. If you're seriously considering a move to the East Bay, I put together a free East Bay relocation guide that gives you a solid overview of the major communities in this area. Castro Valley, Dublin, Pleasanton, Hayward, Fremont, and more. School districts, price ranges, commute times, lifestyle breakdown. It's the starting point I wish every buyer had before they began their search. Link is in the description. It's completely free, no strings attached. Grab it now and follow along as I walk you through the market. Here's something worth thinking about before we get into the numbers. Take a look at the teams playing right now here at Levi Stadium. Switzerland is one of them. The median home price in Zurich right now is the equivalent of about 2.7 million US dollars. Qatar is another one. Doha's luxury real estate market makes San Francisco look like a bargain. And Australia also on the schedule here. Sydney's median home price recently crossed 1.4 million Australian dollars. When most people think Bay Area, they think outrageously expensive. And yes, it is. But everything is relative. For a lot of the world, the Bay Area isn't the shock to the system they were expecting. And the East Bay, that's a whole different conversation. This is actually a really interesting time to be looking at the East Bay market. The median sales price is sitting around $1.1 million, down slightly from where it was a year ago. Mortgage rates are around 6.5%. The market has softened from the frenzy of 2021 and 2022, which means buyers have something they haven't had in a while. Options. Homes that are priced well and show well are still moving quickly. Castro Valley homes are going under contract in about 18 days on average, but there's less of a panic buying pressure that defined pandemic market. You can actually take a breath when you see a house. For someone coming from an international market or a high-cost city in the East Coast, the prices here still feel steep. I understand that, but the value equation shifts significantly when you compare what that 1.1 million gets you here in Castro Valley versus what it buys in San Francisco, or honestly versus what it buys you in comparable suburbs outside of London, Tokyo, or Sydney. If you are considering a move to the Bay Area, whether you came here for the World Cup and something clicked, or you've been thinking about relocating from the peninsula or from outside the state, I want to talk to you. I'm a broker. I've been doing this for over 23 years. I know this market as well as anyone alive, and I genuinely love talking about it. Call, text, or email me, all in the description below. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a real conversation about whether the East Bay makes sense for you. This is Mac Rogers. I've lived here for over 20 years. If you're thinking about making the East Bay home, let me help you do the right thing.